Okay, howdy there, hello again. I don't say howdy there, I'm just kidding. Hello again, that's what I say. So, today I want to talk about, I always say that too, huh? I always say, today I'm going to talk about, I guess it's good to have a little intro though. I could start making little actual intros, you know? I guess it's just kind of how I naturally talk. It's just the way I feel like it is good to begin these videos is, hello again. So today I want to talk about, you know, that's just what feels natural. So I guess I'll keep doing that. I may eventually make a real intro though. So anyway, today I'd like to talk about a couple different things. One is wasting time. So, you know, I think I listened to this guy, Gary Vaynerchuk, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys know about him. So Gary Vaynerchuk, he's a kind of an inspirational guy. He talks to thousands of people on stage. He's kind of an influencer, social media influencer. He's got a lot of things going on. But one of the things he talks about was you can survive off of 6 hours of sleep, right? So all you need is 6 hours. A lot of guys think they need 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever they need, whatever they think they need. But one of his things is you don't need that much sleep. All you need is 6 hours, right? And so if you have 6 hours of sleep, he wants to know what you're doing for those 18 hours that you're awake. And I always kind of think about that because 18 hours is a long time. You know, you can get a lot done in 18 hours. That's a very, very long time. It's also a lot of time to do nothing and squander, right? So however you look at it, 18 hours is a lot of time to do X, Y, and Z, right? You can do whatever you want with those 18 hours. His thing is though, you know, what are you doing with those 18 hours? So if you work 9 to 5, right? You're a family man. You got kids. You got family time to spend with them. You got all these things. You're working out. You're going to the gym or whatever. So let's just say you do all that which takes up 13 hours, right? So you've used up 13 hours of your day. He's always saying, well, what are you doing with those 5 hours? You have those extra 5 hours, right? So what are you doing? You watching cartoons? Are you just watching TV shows? What are you doing with those extra 5 hours? That was interesting. Little dealy-do there. And so he always talks about too, how if he were to follow you around for one of your, for a full day, for one of your average days, chances are you'd be exposed. You'd be absolutely exposed with how much time you're wasting. You're just bullshitting for half the day. He was saying also that, a lot of guys say, well, I work a 70-hour work week. Or no, this is actually Eric Thomas. I'm sorry. This is Eric Thomas now. I'm changing people. I'm transitioning into different people. Eric Thomas was saying that a lot of guys kind of brag and show off that, well, yeah, I'm working a 70-hour work week. I'm so busy. I'm very important, Well, he was just saying, well, yeah, you're working 70 hours work week at 70% effort, right? You aren't even working that hard. You're there for 70 hours, sure, but you're not doing much. You're not giving it 100%. That's kind of a different thing, I guess, but it just came to my mind, so I said it. But so wasting time, a lot of us waste a lot of time. And if you kind of dissect your life, if you start to look at the kind of what you're doing in your life, and you actually analyze kind of what's going on, and you'll start to figure out like, ooh, I guess I kind of am wasting a lot of time. And I think that I might have mentioned this in a video from the past, but I want to go back over it in more detail, and so I guess I'm kind of doing that now. But if you kind of just analyze, what are you doing at lunchtime? Are you watching YouTube videos? What are you doing when you wake up? How early are you waking up? What time are you going to bed? What's your routine in the morning? What are you doing at nighttime? What are you doing after work? What are you doing before work? There's all of these, and what are you doing at work, by the way, as well? I mean, that's, I guess, kind of an obvious one. But there's all of these different parts of the day that you have the opportunity to be doing valuable things. However, I think that you might realize, unless you're already kind of in the right mindset and you've been disciplined for a while now, you just might realize that you actually are bullshitting for a lot of that time. So at lunch, what are you doing for that half hour? Half an hour is a long time. You can get a lot done in half an hour. So you can be either learning and growing, or you can be eating food and watching YouTube, right? there's a whole, I mean, there's a lot more time during the day than you think. And if someone were to walk through your day with you, or if a camera crew were to follow you around, you just might realize, I mean, they would just see it, but you just might realize how much time you're actually wasting. So that was the first topic, was just how much time are you wasting, and stop wasting time, because I think you might be surprised, even if you think you're a doer, a mover and a shaker, right? What's that phrase? You're a go-getter, you're a doer, you're a mover and a shaker, whatever. If you think that you're that, even still, you might be surprised how much time you're wasting. I know that I waste time for certain during my day. I do try to pinpoint where that happens and try to minimize it, and I've thought a lot about that now, but it still for sure happens. I mean, I know what happens. I'm aware of it, and I am working on it a little bit. So wasting time was the first thing. The other thing I was thinking of, I heard this months ago on a podcast that just kind of came to my mind. It was a quote from somebody that I don't even really know anymore. I forgot now. But they were saying that you can't pull someone down if you don't feel like you're below them. So kind of think about that again. So you can't pull somebody down, you can't drag somebody down if you don't feel like you're below them. So when you're going to somebody else and you're saying, this is a totally separate thing, by the way, from wasting time. This is a different topic, but I want to talk about it still. That's not where I want to go. Shnikes. So if you're going to somebody and you're complaining and you're trying to drag them down and prevent them from doing whatever they're doing, you're trying to slow them down, that means that you feel like you're below them, right? If you feel like you're better than them, you're not going to waste your time with saying, oh, well, I need help with this, or you need to help me with that, or why can't I do this right? You should have helped me during this. You're not going to be blaming them for that. If you feel like you're above somebody, then chances are the only interaction you're going to have is a positive one with them, at least, if you're the one above them to below them. So going from above to below, it's probably going to be a positive thing. If you're going from below to above, where you feel like you're below them, then you might start to inflict all these negativities and do all this crap, all this, you're just going to bring this garbage with you sometimes. And not everybody's going to do that. Not all the time, obviously. I mean, there's exceptions to everything in life. So don't take everything I say too seriously. I know Elliot Hulse talks about that too, or he says a lot of shit. There's a lot that he has to say, and he's just kind of experimenting. He's just playing with different ideas in his brain and just seeing, he's being creative, I guess. He's just exploring. That's a good word for it. He's exploring. So don't take the things I'm saying too seriously. Just consider them, right? So let's see, where was I? We went over that. So when you feel like you're below somebody, that's typically when you will start to see negativity brought on to people that you feel like that are above you. So if you feel like you're on the low road, then chances are you're going to experience and you're going to inflict these low road mentalities onto the people that are on the higher road, or taking the high road. So I don't really know where I was going with that, but I guess just stop thinking about, well, is he above me or below me, or is he better than me or not, or worse than me? I guess just stop thinking about that and start to treat everybody with respect and treat everybody with positivity. So stop doing the whole dragging people down thing and, well, I'm below you, so I'm able to drag you down. Just stop doing that shit. Just start being positive to people that are, and by the way, I don't think that anybody necessarily is above or below you. They're just different than you, right? My dad always talked about that as well, kind of growing, raising me up and in my childhood growing up. Certain people, they'll be working in construction or they're doing concrete, and certain people are businessmen in an office, right? And it's not that one is better than the other, it's just that one is different. They're just different careers and different people, right? So not just because someone's making more money or is not sweating their balls off or whatever the case may be, just because that's happening doesn't mean that they're necessarily better or worse than you, or whatever, whoever we're talking about here. You can't really put a social hierarchy on people like that. Just because they choose to be doing concrete, or just because you chose to be doing, you know, an office job, there is no, okay, I'm better, you're worse, you're better, I'm worse. There isn't. That's not true. It's just different. And so anyway, I guess the point there is just that you shouldn't be dragging people down or submitting your negative thoughts onto people, whether they're above or below you. There is no such thing. So just stop doing that, I guess. There's no point. There's no point. And I guess kind of the golden rule, right? Just treat everyone how you'd want to be treated. It's very simple. That's one of those things as well, by the way, where it's simple, but it's not easy, right? Sometimes it's not easy at all. But it is simple though to be kind and to treat people the way that they should be treated. So then, okay, I guess I'm officially kind of going off the train tracks here. I have no idea what I'm even talking about anymore. But yeah, I guess that's kind of the main message is analyze your life and figure out how much time you're wasting. This guy is watering his lawn, and it looked exactly like he was peeing in a massive way out of this hose that he was using. It looked like he was peeing like crazy. So analyze your life, figure out where you're wasting time, and minimize that. And then also just let's see, what was the second thing that I was talking about? Was don't drag people down because you feel like you're below them. No one's above or below you. They're just there. They just are. They're just different than you. They might have more money than you. They might be happier than you. But it's just a difference in lifestyle, I guess. So it's not better or worse. But that's an interesting quote, though. So I guess I'll leave. Yeah, leave. I was gonna say lead, but we're not. Leading is through. Leaving is now happening. I'm gonna leave with this. Just that quote again, basically, is you can't drag someone down if you don't feel like you're below them. So get that ideology out of your mind, and you might be a happier person. Okay, goodbye.